Kindly listen to the safety briefing, which is recorded.
At UTT, we have a duty of care to our guests, students, and staff in maintaining a safe, smoke-free campus environment. In this regard, we have a few announcements aimed at ensuring your safety at our facility. Please be guided by the following. In the event of an emergency, you will be notified verbally. Any emergency which requires an evacuation from the pavilion, you will be guided to the appropriate muster point. The main muster point at the campus is located north of the main building, which is the grassy area opposite the guard booth on entrance. Your evacuation route is as follows. Exit the pavilion using exits either to the left or right of the building. Once outside, head north to muster point 1, which is located at the grassy area opposite the guard booth on entrance. You will be required to remain at the muster point until the all clear is given by UTT personnel or fire officials. Washrooms are located at the building to the back of the pavilion with appropriate signage. Portable water coolers are located in the pavilion. A health and wellness room is available at the building to the back of the pavilion should the need for first aid attention arises. We do hope you have a pleasant and safe stay at our campus. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I invite you to stand for the invocation. I call on the President of the Executive of the University of Trinidad and Tobago Student Guild, Mr. Beryl Jofield, to say the prayer.
Please bow our heads and close your eyes. O Supreme One, origin of all being, we thank you for giving us another day as we gather here to celebrate UTT's presentation of Graduates 2019 ceremony. Give us a keen understanding of the importance of the role that graduates of UTT, the national university, have in the development of our communities and Trinidad and Tobago by extension. Give us faith, courage, and wisdom to fulfill our purpose and promise as students and graduates of UTT. Show us how to effectively serve you so that all of our education, knowledge, and skills may find true fulfillment as we learn to do your will. May we ever be aware in everything that we do that knowledge comes from learning and wisdom comes from you. Thank you, O Supreme One. Now let us keep our heads bowed in a moment of silence for those members of our UTT family who have passed. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Beryl Jofield. Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated at this time. Salutations. Her Excellency Paula May Weeks, ORTT, President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago and Chancellor of the University of Trinidad and Tobago.
The Honorable Anthony Garcia, Minister of Education.
Professor Kenneth S. Julian Emeritus, TC, Chairman of the Board of Governors of the University of Trinidad and Tobago.
Members of the Board of Governors, UTT.
Mr. A. Norman Sabga, Honorary Doctor of Laws.
Mr. Kafra Kambon, Honorary Doctor of Human Letters.
Professor Sarim Al-Zubaidi, President of the University.
Professor Prakash Prasad, Vice President, Research, Academic and Student Affairs.
Professor Marlon Knights, Assistant Vice President, Research, Impact and Postgraduate Studies.
Dr. Stephen Joseph, Assistant Vice President, Undergraduate Studies.
Orator Dr. E.J. John.
Orator, Mr. Richard Pierre.
Senior academic and corporate staff of the University of Trinidad and Tobago.
Members of the Student Guild and other students of UTT.
Mr. Arthur Carr, valedictorian.
Graduates of 2019.
Specially invited guests.
Family members and friends. I apologize. Dr. the Honorable Francis Lovell, Minister of State.
Members of the media.
Ladies.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, we await the entrance of the President. One moment, please. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the entrance of the President and our Chancellor. Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated. Your Excellency, I now invite you to declare the graduation ceremony open.
Good afternoon. As Chancellor of the University, I declare this ceremony open for the conferment of certificates, diplomas, and degrees by the authority of the Academic Council and the Board of Governors.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency Paula May Weeks, ORTT President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago and Chancellor of the University of Trinidad and Tobago. It now gives me great pleasure to invite Chairman of the Board of Governors of the University of Trinidad and Tobago, Professor Kenneth S. Julian, Emeritus, TC, to welcome the gathering. Chairman, I now invite you to address some words of welcome.
Thank you. Your Excellency, Honorable Minister of Education, Mr. Garcia, Honorable Dr. Lovell Francis, members of the Board of Governors, UTT, Mr. Norman Sabga, Honorary Doctor of Laws, Mr. Kafra Cameron, Honorary Doctor of Humane Letters, Professor Al Zubaidi, President of UTT, Head of Tertiary Education Institutions, Professor Prakash Prasad, Vice President, Research, Academic and Student Affairs, Professor Marlon Wright, Assistant Vice President, Research, Impact and Postgraduate Studies, Dr. Stephen Joseph, Assistant Vice President, Undergraduate Studies. Orators, Dr. Leah John and Ms. Richard Pear, Senior Academic and Corporate Staff of UTT, members of the Student Guild, and other students of UTT, Mr. Arthur Carr, valedictorian, graduates of 2019, most important people here today, specially invited guests, faculty members and friends, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you to the University of Trinidad and Tobago and to UTT's 2019 presentation of graduates at this ceremony. As one of the most auspicious occasions of the university's academic calendar, our graduation ceremony not only recognizes, but more aptly celebrates the significant academic achievement of each graduate, each of you, in their commitment to excellence. In this moment, I join with members of the Board of Governors, the wider university community, and a host of family, friends, and well-wishers in extended heartfelt congratulations to the graduating class of 2019, and I think they deserve some form of applause. Today brings with it a sense of overwhelming pride and renewed optimism as I pay tribute to each of you, because there is no greater accomplishment than a master seeing the apprentice exceed the master's capability. A university is a community of scholars at different levels, and as a student, you form part of that community. Today, it is my esteemed privilege and honor to witness this academic celebration, and celebration it is. I remind you that as you graduate, you do not depart from this academic community, but continue its traditions at a higher level of scholarship. I commend you because you've achieved a milestone of genuine importance, which will transform your life in many ways. By virtue, it will expand the range of vocations you can pursue, increase your knowledge of the world, deepen your capacity to appreciate societies and culture, and provide a robust foundation for lifelong learning. As you depart this institution, I'm hopeful that the time spent here would have been a period of enlightenment, during which you have greatly benefited from the wealth of knowledge and vast experience of your instructors and professors. Through intellectual discourse and the university's curriculum integration of service learning, faculty would have encouraged you to fully immerse yourself in the dynamic, student-centric learning process, a characteristic of UTT. Such an interactive and enjoyable learning experience would have certainly allowed you to honor our creative and critical thinking skills. Likewise, arousing, and this is an important part of what we do here at UTT, arousing the entrepreneurial spirit of which are distinct qualities of the UTT graduate. So while this graduation is an accomplishment which you can celebrate, and we join in that celebration, and duly reflect on with pride, it is also a celebratory time for all those who contributed to your journey, in no small measure, and particularly for the university, as you process resplendent in your graduation gowns of burgundy, blue, green, red, and black. But while we celebrate, permit me a few minutes, if you will, to reflect on the road that brought us where we are today. I think back to those early, heady days of independence, and the many aspirations of that time, all still very relevant. In his 1962 independence address to the nation, the late Dr. Eric Eustace Williams, our first Prime Minister, reminded us, and I quote, "We hope soon to be a member of the world family of nations, playing our part, however insignificant, in world affairs. You are on your own in a big world in which you are one of many nations, small, some medium-sized, some large." Words to think about, end of quote. These words are directly relevant to our graduates as you move into a different phase of your life. But in further reflecting on the vision and journey since 1962, there have been many milestones of which we as a people, can be justifiably proud. And dare I say that this small twin island state has unmistakably contributed to several facets of our life. An important milestone in this journey occurred in 2004 when the government of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, under the leadership of the deceased and referred Patrick Manning, took the bold decision to create a separate mandate from the University of the West Indies, creating the UTT. In the quest to realize the full potential of an emerging Trinidad and Tobago, it was felt that there was need for a national university which would be flexible and responsive to the needs of continued national development and which could play a pivotal role in the development of the country's human resources. That decision 15 years ago has allowed UTT as a national university to begin contributing to a new chapter in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. As we celebrate this year, our 15th anniversary, the history of UTT, though relatively short, boasts a rich and vibrant narrative, and in time its legacy will surely be intricately interwoven with nationalistic pride and nationhood. By comparison, UE is just over 70 years old, while Cambridge University is over 800 years old. UTT, 15 years. This describes, those 15 years, describes the period of adolescence, a phase of development between childhood and adulthood. This transitionary period is characterized by new experiences, self-discovery, and the inherent need to claim autonomy. For the university, this period of adolescence allows us to engage in self-examination and reflection as we unearth new and sometimes difficult truths about ourselves. But it's only from this process of internal self-reflection and the engagement of internal and external stakeholders that we can emerge more resilient and well-equipped as we forge ahead our quest towards self-sustainability in providing, one of our mottos, education with a global vision. UTT serves a national purpose, and its scope should always be looked at within a national context. Since inception, we have identified the UTT community as a community of scholars in pursuit of excellence and supportive of national development. Today, on behalf of that community, I express my gratitude to past and current governments to continue to believe in and honoring the vision of the University of Trinidad and Tobago. Over the past years, the university has indeed undergone several significant changes, including having to do more with less. I'm therefore proud to say that even with these adjustments, UT has been able to achieve and surpass several milestones, which itself has been no easy feat. We therefore reflect on the past 15 years and look to the future with vigor and excitement. More important is the single fact that over the 15 years of existence, UTT has produced over 18,000 highly trained professionals and technicians who are now making significant contributions to the growth and development of this young nation and beyond. Traditionally, universities do not undertake the training of technicians who are required, indeed in larger numbers, than professional engineers to support the growth and development of any nation. We at UTT recognize from its inception its role, and the deliberate decision was taken that UTT should embrace the education and training of this group. Yes, it is a departure from traditional university offerings, but an initiative of which we are very proud. Graduates, workplace, and job functions are changing. These economic times have created a new type of job market, and the rapid development of cutting-edge technology has certainly revolutionized the way in which tasks are completed. As a UTT graduate, your period within the university has prepared you not simply to get a job, but to critically assess situations and seek opportunities for improvement and development. There are many challenges for small emerging countries like Trinidad and Tobago in the 21st century. We may adopt the right mindset in the way countries such as Singapore have done, so that such challenges can be transformed into opportunities. However, these opportunities can only be fully explored and bring benefit to the national community by those of us who, like yourselves, have benefited from tertiary education offered at a significantly subsidized cost to qualified citizens. This, ladies and gentlemen, and graduates, is the desired return on the taxpayer's investment. Using the education, training, and skills which you've acquired at UTT, not merely to earn a good salary, but to contribute to a higher level of productivity, entrepreneurship, and civic mindedness. Most importantly, provide excellent examples to a younger generation of what it means to be a citizen of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. I dream of the day when traits become synonymous with being a UTT graduate, of being unique, integral to the development of one community and performing with distinction. As I look to you seated here today, I'm convinced that's a dream that will soon be realized. There's a French saying often recited by my principal during my time attending secondary school, noblesse oblige, which is to say, with nobility comes a greater obligation. I impress on you to always be true to your obligations, be it to your family, your community, or your country. And I challenge you today because perhaps in no time in our history of Trinidad and Tobago needed the vibrancy, energy, and creative thinking of the younger generation as it does now. Our country continues to face very serious economic and social challenges. And it's only with hard work and determination, coupled with a sense of community and national pride, that we'll be able to effectively address these serious issues. Again, the words of Dr. Eric Williams, father of our nation, ring true. And I quote, "Whatever the challenge that faces you, from whatever quarter, place always first the national interest and the national cause. The strength of the nation depends on the strength of its citizens." I repeat that quote. Whatever the challenge that faces you, from whatever quarter, place always first that national interest and the national cause. The strength of the nation depends on the strength of its citizens. Quotation from Dr. Williams. In closing, I once again extend heartfelt congratulations to all graduates on this very special day. You've done yourselves, your family, your friends, and the university proud. Always remember that there are unsung heroes of your success today as you receive your award and in the future as you pursue your professional career. Do not think this is the end, for this is only the beginning of a new journey filled with new experiences of which you are the author. Graduates, it is my esteemed privilege and honor to witness this academic celebration, and again say congratulations, and may they stand to all our UTT graduates. We need to see you a higher profile, please. Please stand. Congratulations to all of you on behalf of the university community, your friends and family. Thank you very much. Please. Okay.
Thank you very much, Chairman of the Board of Governors, Professor Kenneth S. Julian, Emeritus, TC. Thank you for your inspirational welcoming address. Thank you for reminding us of the role of the university in producing graduates who are competent and willing to serve the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. It now gives me great pleasure to call on Dr. Stephen Joseph to deliver the citation for Mr. Kafra Kambon. Dr. Stephen Joseph.
A well-known national figure, Kafra Kambon was a founding member of the National Joint Action Committee in 1969. This organization led the radical Black Power movement of 1970, which triggered positive social and economic changes throughout the English-speaking Caribbean. Mr. Kambon is highly respected. He's a highly respected advocate on issues of economic, social, and cultural transformation, human rights, migrant rights, human development, Caribbean integration, and Pan-Africanism, with a vision of a more just, equitable, and racially harmonious society. Mr. Kambon has been chairman of the Emancipation Support Committee of Trinidad and Tobago since 1992 and coordinator of the Caribbean Pan-African Network since 2004. He has also participated in formative meetings which shaped the establishment of the Economic, Social, and Cultural Council of the African Union Commission. He later served on the Commission's General Council and represented the diaspora on the body's standing committee from 2009 to 2015. Under Mr. Kambon's astute leadership, the Emancipation Support Committee transformed the annual commemoration of emancipation into a major multidimensional national festival which embraces education, entertainment, and economic activity. The commemoration, now known as the Pan-African Festival TT, in commemoration of emancipation, attracts visitors and participants from many parts of the world. A professionally trained economist, Mr. Kambon was the managing director of Kashara Services, which provided services to local, regional, public, and private sector entities in several key areas. Mr. Kambon has authored many articles and booklets, as well as a book entitled For Bread, Justice, and Freedom, a political biography of George Weeks. With a wealth of knowledge, he has delivered presentations at several international fora, notably the World Conference Against Racism. He has also made presentations on issues of reparations, national, regional, and international development. For his selfless work focused on the development and advancement of people, Mr. Kambon has received numerous local and international awards. He was awarded the Shakonia Medal Silver for community service in 2002 and has received distinguished alumni awards from his alma mater, Trinity College, as well as the University of the West Indies. Mr. Campbell has also been awarded by several faith-based organizations and recognized by the Nigerian community of Trinidad and Tobago for his contributions to the promotion of African culture and support to their community. Mr. Campbell, in yesterday's newspaper, you have been quoted as saying that we need a younger generation of leaders like writers, thinkers, innovators, community and civic-minded people to continue the work. May I let you know that this afternoon, seated before you, is a group of burgeoning young leaders who are poised to continue the work. The University of Trinidad and Tobago is therefore pleased to confer the title of Honorary Doctor of Humane Letters upon Mr. Kafra Kambon.
Your Excellency, I invite you to present this award. Congratulations, Dr. Kambon. Dr. Pasadi, I now invite you to deliver the citation for Mr. Sabga.
Mr. Anthony Norman Sabga is the Executive Chairman of the Ansa McCall Group of Companies and the patron of the Anthony N. Sabga Caribbean Awards for Excellence. As the Executive Chairman of a leading conglomerate, Mr. Sabga's management style is one of empowerment, with a focus on supporting the group's executive in the fulfillment of their mandates, while maintaining an open forum for discussions. He has the distinct ability to simplify the most complex of scenarios to core business fundamentals and provide clear guidance or instruction. This strategic approach has been key to the company's sustainability. Under Mr. Sabga's astute leadership, the Ansa McCall Group has become one of the most successful conglomerates within the region, offering an expansive range of high-quality products and services. Mr. Sabga is responsible for transforming the Ansa McCall Group's approach to business in an ever-changing, competitive landscape, thus delivering exceptional returns to investors. He received his formal education in Trinidad, the United Kingdom, and the United States. However, he developed a true understanding, learning the intricacies of the operations of the company while working in the family business. Starting from lower management and standard distributors, Mr. Sabga served in varying capacities across the group. In 1996, he assumed the position of managing director of the group and then served as chairman and chief executive officer from 1999 to 2017. For his legendary contributions in the sphere of entrepreneurship, Mr. Anthony Norman Sabga was awarded an honorary doctorate, Doctor of Laws degree, honoris causa, from the University of the West Indies in 2015. The importance of family in shaping and maintaining a stable society is something Mr. Sabga firmly believes in, hence the group's motto of, "Together we are family." He and his wife, Alma, are the proud parents of 5 children, 4 of whom work within the Ansa McCall Group and are set to carry on the legend. the University of Trinidad and Tobago is pleased to confer the title of Honorary Doctor of Laws upon Mr. Anthony Norman Sabga.
Your Excellency, I invite you to present this award. Congratulations, Dr. Sabga. Dr. Cambon, I now invite you to deliver honorary remarks.
Good day. Her Excellency Paula May Weeks, President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago and Chancellor of UTT, the Honorable Anthony Garcia, Minister of Education, Professor Ken S. Julian, Chairman of the Board of Governors of this university, Mr. Norman Sabga, Honorary Doctor of Laws, Professor Sarim Al-Zubaidi, the President of this institution, Professor Prakash Prasad, the Vice President, Research, Academic and Student Affairs, Professor Marla Knight, Assistant Vice President, Dr. Stephen Joseph, Assistant Vice President, Orators, Dr. E.J. John and Mr. Richard Pierre, Senior Academic and Cooperative Staff of UE, members of the Student Guild, Mr. Arthur Carr, valedictorian, graduates of 2019, the important people who are here today, specially invited guests, family members and friends, members of the media, brothers and sisters. On my own behalf and on behalf of others who will receive honorary degrees, let me express thanks to the decision makers at the University of Trinidad and Tobago who offered us this public recognition. Their actions communicate formal appreciation for what we have done in our respective spheres and continue to do. Congratulations to all the graduates who are here today. In saying this, offering you congratulations and saying thanks, I feel certain that I speak for all my fellow honorary graduates. I'm sure they would also join me in wishing you success in your chosen post-university careers, and they would support one piece of my advice to you, that a degree, no matter how high, is only a foundation for further development. The rest of my message reflects my own thoughts and experiences. When I was offered the honor that I am receiving today, and more so when I was asked to deliver this address, I wondered what alignment in the universe has brought us together, with me being assigned this most unlikely role. Maybe it is a 50th anniversary jumbie. For some reason, we always consider 50th anniversaries as special. We don't have the same thing for 49th. We don't have the same thing for 51st. But there's something magical about 50th. 2019 marks the 50th anniversary of the year in which a bachelor's degree was conferred on me by the University of the West Indies. It is also the 50th anniversary of the founding of the National Joint Action Committee on the campus of the University of the West Indies. I was one of the founding members and very active until my resignation 36 years ago. The National Joint Action Committee is the organization which led the Black Power movement that brought many positive changes to the society when it erupted in open, largely peaceful rebellion characterized by mass demonstrations, meetings, labor strikes, and protests in 1970. It is significant that university students, led by Makandal Daga, played a critical role in one of the most transformative movements in the 20th century. Pay attention to that. It was led by university students. Some of the important gains have been reversed, but the future is now in your hands. I am also strongly influenced by the fact that I have the challenge of addressing an audience where there is not only a generational gap, but a more difficult to negotiate digital divide. This digital divide is more than a gap in an intellectual understanding of how to use rapidly changing technology. A cultural gap is also emerging. I am fighting to cope with gadgets, which could also be useful tools, as well as the language and the cultural practices of the digital age. If I had to court a modern woman now, for example, I would have difficulty to sit opposite her and communicate by finger typing on a cell phone. I am fortunate that you graduates are at least bilingual, digital speak and English, and this would allow me to communicate. Digital gap aside, I believe that I have at least one thing in common with most, if not all of you graduates today. It is my first time on stage to receive a degree at a university graduation. I was not a participant in my own graduation ceremony 50 years ago. I am happy that you have refashioned the gong somewhat to reflect our environment. Based on my own attitude to the impositions of colonialism, I never wore the UE gong. Thanks for your move in the right direction. It is a reflection of something positive in your environment, of which I have seen other evidence. I would like to see further fruit as you take on the challenges of life after graduation, and this is where I would like to put my focus. I can imagine the high expectations that parents, family, and friends, lecturers, etc., have of you today. But I want to address the expectations that you have for yourselves, the goals that you have set yourselves. Each one of you, as an individual, would have an individual ambition, perhaps to be the best teacher, the leading architect or engineer, a renowned medical doctor, a playwright, a dramatist, a scientist, entrepreneur, whatever your goal may be. The society expects this of you, but it requires more, and it has a right to do so. While your individual talent and application was critical in bringing you success, your education also represents a public investment in our collective future. I therefore quote the words of a writer whose ideas were among the most influential at the time of the Black Power Revolution. Martinican author and revolutionary Frantz Fanon. He said, "Each generation must, out of relative obscurity, discover its mission, fulfill it, or betray it." As I stand before you tonight, I'm daring to hope that your education at the University of Trinidad and Tobago has produced and will continue to produce graduates with more than academic competencies. In a country full of BScs, MScs, and PhDs, we are lacking some of the fundamental elements necessary to develop a functional society that can overcome the legacies of colonialism. In our values, in our culture, in all its various ethnic subcomponents, in our economic structure, in our concept of development, in horrendous class divisions. And you be careful because you know what class you may be entering. So that is very important to bear in mind. We routinely describe some of our citizens in virtually subhuman terms based on where they live and their level of income. And that has, you are part of the process to change that. On the thorny issue of race relations, we have not yet produced a society that has internalized the concept of harmony in diversity, or one that truly reflects the words of our national anthem that say, "Here every creed and race find an equal place." In fact, we are producing a society where inequality is increasing, both at the level of social class and ethnicity. Now that you are about to embark on your post-academic careers, I will briefly pinpoint 2 areas of challenge which demand your attention. One addresses cultural values and mindsets, representing a troubling reversal of the psychological gains of the Black Power movement. The other deals with new dimensions of development. Over the last several years, we have seen a return to the disparagement of the African phenotype, those who look like me, even among those of us who are visibly African. This was recently reflected in the torment to which a female student at a Princeton school was subjected for showing pride in her African heritage by projecting her natural hair. Such harm is inflicted not necessarily because the offending individuals are wicked, but they are so passionate about inculcated values that they devalue themselves, that their human sensibilities are undermined. This needs to be far more seriously addressed than the accord I saw in today's newspaper. We are not dealing simply with individual errors. We are dealing with something much deeper, and we have to recognize this. We are dealing with deep psychological scars which manifest themselves in similar and other ways in many schools. This is not an isolated example. In many schools over a prolonged period of time. And it is harmful to the minds of our children. This traumatic exposure, and I'm happy that the Minister of Education is here today, provides the opportunity, one that we have asked him for in writing, for us as a society to address the underlying source of the problem throughout the education system and beyond. We cannot let it rest, none of us. Certainly, the National Joint Action Committee, the Emancipation Support Committee, will not let it rest. My other challenge to you has to do with modern digital technology and how it relates to our development. Apart from its adoption being inevitable for our nation to survive in the modern world, it serves our personal and professional interests. And in just about every professional field, it is inescapable. You can't get away from it. We can quote many examples of individuals from every continent and possibly almost every country who have risen internationally through their mastery of the new technology. This gives an illusion about its beneficial impact on society globally, encouraging myths about digital technology closing social and economic gaps. So far, however, critical indicators tell a different story. Inequality in the world is actually growing side by side with the advances in digital technology and its pervasiveness in every aspect of life. And Oxfam, that's a British firm, institution, charity institution, report in 2014 indicated that the wealth of this 2014 indicated that the richest individuals in the world, their wealth was equal to the wealth of the 3.5 billion people at the bottom. That is half the world's population at the time. What is the trend? With all this digital technology, by 2017, the divide had become more obscene. No longer 85, 61 individuals had as much wealth as those at the bottom of the wealth divide, whose number had now grown to 3.8 billion. The wealth of the richest 1% of the world's population is equivalent to the wealth of the other 99. These statistics of unacceptable and growing inequality and the global suffering that lies behind these statistics are a wake-up call for all of us, and especially the upcoming generation like yourselves. It is clear that no matter how much the world is changed by the digital age technology, certain fundamentals in the structure of global relationships persist. Unacceptable fundamentals, structures of inequality in the modern world, created by the historical period of European conquest and expansion, are maintained to a significant degree by the systematic combination of military might, the enforcement of economic policies and structures which perpetuate internal inequality in formerly colonized countries and transfer of wealth out of them, out of countries like ourselves. The powerful use direct persuasion, impose supposedly international rules for financial transactions and other such measures. If you are satisfied to thrive materially in such a world as an individual without dignity or purpose, and heap scorn on the growing number of our citizens in Trinidad and Tobago and the world citizens who are being dehumanized and marginalized, then be conscious of what your choice means. If you want to turn things around in Trinidad and Tobago in a way that humanizes us all, if you want to join with others internationally who want to see a better world, those who want to see the survival of planet Earth itself, as we face the increasing ravages of climate change, adding to the inhumanity of gross inequality, then you have to sharpen and utilize the capacities for thought and analysis which I expect you have garnered from your tertiary education. You have to liaise with those of like mind, nationally and internationally, to save us all, the living and the unborn, and the planet on which we live. That just might be at least part of the mission of your generation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Khafra Kambon, Honorary Doctor of Humane Letters. Thank you as well for reminding graduands who will be soon graduates of their collective responsibility to serve the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Once again, congratulations to Dr. Norman Zabka and Dr. Kafra Kambon. The program continues with the award of postgraduate degrees. Professor Prakash Prasad, Vice President, Research, Academic and Student Affairs, kindly present to the Chancellor those persons who have met the requirements of the University of Trinidad and Tobago and are to be admitted to their respective postgraduate degrees. Professor Prakash Prasad.
Chancellor, I ask you to admit these candidates from these academic programs having fulfilled the requirements of the university to the master's and doctoral degrees for which they are presented.
Graduands of the University of Trinidad and Tobago, by the authority vested in me, I admit you to the master's and doctoral degrees for which you are to be presented and receive you as graduate members of our society.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Professor Marlon Knights will now call the names of the graduates who will then walk on stage, shake the Chancellor's hand, and be presented with their graduation canister on stage.
The Doctor of Philosophy is the highest degree that is conferred by most research universities. Those studying for a PhD produce original research that fill the gaps in our knowledge and provide solutions to our most pressing challenges. Doctor of Philosophy in Education, Ms. Leisha Roberts. Ms. Roberts is a lifelong educator with a keen interest in integrating information communication technology in the education system. Ms. Roberts' research examined the adoption and integration of information communication technology in the local education system. Ms. Roberts is a leading international academic publisher and is currently a co-editor for a book project on learning leadership and indigenous education. Dr. Leisha Roberts. Doctor of Philosophy in Education, Mr. Gerard Simonet. Mr. Simonet is a senior instructor at the University of Trinidad and Tobago's Center for Education Programs. Mr. Simonet's doctoral thesis explored the relationship between primary school teachers' dispositions towards assessment reform and their classroom assessment practices. Mr. Simonet's research will contribute to improvements in classroom assessment and classroom management. Dr. Gerard Simonet. Doctor of Philosophy in Marine Sciences, Mr. Aaron Balgobin. Mr. Balgobin earned a Bachelor of Science in Chemistry at the University of the West Indies and a Master of Science in Environmental Science and Management at the University of Trinidad and Tobago. Mr. Balgobin's doctoral research focused on the impact of human activities on the coastal environment and revealed novel ways for differentiating between hydrocarbons from natural and those from human activities. Dr. Aaron Balgobin.
Thank you very much, Professor Marlon Knights. We continue with the presentation from Mrs. Vivian Rambarat Parasan.
Master of Education in Educational Technology, Classroom Technology Development and Usage, Ms. Nazia Mohammed. Mr. Sunil Ramkaran. Master of Education in Educational Technology, Digital Media and Animation, Alvita A.H. Phillips. Master of Education in Educational Technology, E-Learning Systems Development, Mr. Alan Nelson. Master of Education in Educational Technology, Interactive Learning Systems Development, Ryan Azaria Marchan. Master of Education in Educational Technology, Interactive Learning Systems Development, Gina May Mohammed. Master of Science in Environmental Science and Management, Devon Christian Atong Paul. Yeah. Master of Science in Environmental Science and Management, Tanisha Leash. Master of Science in Environmental Science and Management, Ariel Lewis. Master of Science in Environmental Science and Management, Kevin Samaru. Master of Science in Environmental Science and Management, Fanta Nikita Solomon. Master of Science in Environmental Science and Management, Ms. Jazan Keisha Timothy. Master of Science in Environmental Management and Environmental Science and Management, Janelle Phillips Vincent. Master of Science in Information and Communication Technology, Nancy Nana Chinedu. Master of Science in Information and Communication Technology, Sherelle Joseph Samaru. Master of Science in Information and Communication Technology, Nzinga Donna King. Master of Science in Information and Communication Technology, Priya Leon Nagasa. Master of Science in Information and Communication Technology, Robert Hamilton Qualis. Master of Science in Information and Communication Technology, Jenna Lee Samaru. Master of Science in Integrated and Coastal and Ocean Management, Crystal Shana Leonard. I'll do that again, Crystal Shana Leonard. Master of Science in Integrated Coastal and Ocean Management, Mr. Julian Lewis. Master of Science in Integrated Coastal and Ocean Management, Sterling Justice LeChue. Master of Science in Integrated Coastal and Ocean Management, Janice Mohan. Master of Science in Integrated Coastal and Ocean Management, Kissy Ann Pascal. Master of Science in Integrated Coastal and Ocean Management, Kellyanne Pursue. Master of Science in Integrated and Coastal Ocean Management, Christopher Paul Ragubal. Master of Science in Integrated Coastal and Ocean Management, Darian Wilson. Master of Science in Operational Maritime Management, Ravindra Bihari. Master of Science in Operational Maritime Management, Kevin Fu. Master of Science in Operational Maritime Management, Christian Niven Pachard. Master of Science in Operational Maritime Management, Kimberly Ramuta. Master of Science in Operational Maritime Management, Jackie Smith. Master of Science in Operational Maritime Management, Giovanna Timothy.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Vivian Rambarat Parasran. And I think you should put your hands together for these great achievers. Congratulations is in order for all of these people who have emerged here today with masters and doctoral degrees. I think you can do it one more time without me saying hip hip hooray. Her Excellency Paula May Weeks, ORTT, President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago and Chancellor of the University of Trinidad and Tobago, will now depart. I invite you, the audience, to stand and acknowledge her departure. Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated. Students of the Academy for Performing Arts will now render in song From Now On from The Greatest Showman by Benj Pasek and Justin Paul, arranged by Roger Emerson, and they are under the very competent direction of Dr. Roger Henry. Kindly welcome them.
Champagne with kings and queens, the politicians praise my name. The blows for someone else's dreams, the pitfalls of the man I became. For years and years, I chased their cheers, a crazy speed of always needing more. But when I stopped and see you here, I remember who all
thank you to the APA choir for that excellent rendition of From Now On. I think we can give them another round of applause. Good. I now invite Professor Prakash Prasad to please present to the chairman those persons who have met the requirements of the University of Trinidad and Tobago to be admitted to certificates, diplomas, and undergraduate degrees.
Chairman,
Graduates of the University of Trinidad and Tobago, I admit you to the certificate, diploma, and undergraduate degrees for which you are to be presented and receive you as members of our society. Thank you.
I invite Dr. Zina Ali to call the first set of students.
Certificate in Applied Engineering, Kia Faith Austin. Macasey Gerard Brooms. Fidel Daly. Chriselle Gabriel. Antonio Karim Patrick. Javon Anthony Peters. Gerald Bandu. Jesus Nathaniel Craigton. Jesus, sorry. Devon Francis Jeremiah. Salville Junior Noel. Artely Anella Andrew. Certificate in Aviation Technology. Kedell Craig Carrington. Renew Lezuma de Souza. Ruel, sorry. Alima Michaela Gani. Miguel Joseph. Mark Anthony McLeish. Richard David Moore. Navendra Prasad. Sarah Keisha Ramcharan. Arian Don Ramdial. Rajiv Jonathan Ramlal Sami. David Rose Jr. Joseph Sai Salandi. Desha Malika Stewart. Stacy Karen Batiste. Certificate in Sports Studies, Raquel Anastasia Dixon. Gerard Paul Jews. Naomi Darrell Lucas. Lee Darling. Certificate in Sports Studies, Shanice Latanya Mark. Aisha Ramdeen. Raquel Maluka Richards. Raul Christian Strong.
I now call Ms. Lisa Warwood to announce the diploma student.
For the Diploma in Computer, Network, and Telecommunications Engineering, La Quinta Cooper. Ronaldo Stephan Henry. Janice Esther Sinanan. For the Diploma in Fashion Design, Kellyanne Jody Crichton. Nyla Maria Modeste. Chelsea Tashaya Noel Thomas. Jamima McCall Serrano. Carice Kyla Simon. Kelly Renee St. Louis. Andrea Caitlin Young. Daniela Maria Bangoche. Oh, sorry, for the Diploma in Fashion Management. Cardella Manning. For the Diploma in Maritime Operations Engineering, Shane Alexander. Aaron Okechi Cooper. Chad Cupid Ramuta. Kavita Trisha Jamuna. Victor Jr. Mulligan. Stefan Lakshman Ramrup. For the Diploma in Maritime Operations Navigation, Aliyah Katima Douglas. Keston Kiron Herrera. Jared Stefan O'Dane Samaru. Omodara Amadika Prescott. Jared Michael Ramjag Singh. Kiran Ramnarain. Shanika Smart. Dylan David Williams. For the Diploma in Security and Public Safety, Darion Christopher Campbell. Devrod Peter Lewis. Keon Wayne Raymond. For the Diploma in Software Engineering, Shazad David Bash. Jeanette Jean-Marie Baldeo-Singh. Nayamka Abayomi Biznat. Daniel David Caesar. Jada Naomi Cropper. Anjali Maria Deonarine. Ronaldo Montel Felix. Nikki Maria Jofield. Vedish Maharaj. Agri Marsh. Shakir Mohammed. Zaria Rhonda Niba. Giovanni Karan Ramsaran. Hasan Edwin Rudolfo. For the Diploma in Computer, Network, and Telecommunications Engineering, Mark Christopher Brathwaite. The Diploma in Visual Communications Design, Vernice Avi Bob. Marianne Natasha Braley. Kevon Matthew Fortune. Trevor Paul Patron. Richard Poulchan. And Rue Mailing Tanis.
I now invite Dr. Carrie Dalloway to begin presenting degrees to the bachelor students.
Bachelor's in Sports Studies with specialization in exercise science, Mr. Terrell Gray. Mr. Devon Shemuel Luknanan. Mr. Larry Dariel McKenzie. Mr. Liam Stefan Mohammed. Mr. Zarek Paul Najir. Mr. Daniel Joshua Regis. Ms. Shaminka Kadisha Rocastle. Ms. Latoya Sarah Sylvester. Ms. Attila Arcia Williams. Ms. Charisse Christine Auguste. Mr. Tristan Lee Perot. Bachelor in Sports Studies with specialization in sport management, Ms. Kanisha Span. Mr. Joshua John Yearwood. Bachelor in Sports Studies with specializations in sport management and sport for development, Ms. Rebecca Kimberly Bowler, summa cum laude. Bachelor in Sports Studies with specializations in sport pedagogy and sport for development, Mr. Shannon Claude Harris. Miss Annalise Faith Hassett. Miss Chanel Jordan. Miss Zara Jordana Padier. Mr. Johan Sachin Singh. Mrs. Anita Ramrup Bali. Bachelor of Applied Science in Criminology and Public Safety, Mr. Randir Kurja. Miss Shanice Faith Lakan. Mr. Arthur Benedict Carr, Summa Cum Laude. Miss O'Neila Tracy Charles. Miss Camille Thea Marie Gabriel. Mr. Mikel Eric Holder. Mr. Darian Dominic Garcia. Ms. Cherise Jack. Ms. Karishma Raghunath Singh. Mr. Kofi Sandy. Mr. Mark Rondell Jacob. Ms. Kyla Akila Joseph. Mr. Sanjeev Omar Shah. Ms. Celine Brittany Nimai. Ms. Kimlin Ukama. Bachelor of Applied Science in Coast and Ocean Science, Ms. Chrysia Lee Chang. Mr. Obadili Che Ellis. Mr. Nairi Joseph. Mr. Clean Sena LaForest. Ms. Kelshaw Angel Mills. Ms. Alea Renee Ramjon. Ms. Anushka Singh. Ms. Samantha Emily Steeple. Mr. Nkosi Jabari Thorm. Ms. Eugenia Crystal Thomas. Bachelor of Applied Science in Computer Engineering with option in Network and Telecommunication Engineering. We have Ms. Priyadashani Devi Dharamdas. Mr. Lorenzo Hendrickson Francis. Mr. Nicholas Matthew Glasgow. Mr. Richard Michael Anthony Mohammed. Mr. Kivan Kwesi Orozco.
I now invite Dr. Cynthia Celestin to begin presenting the Bachelors of Education students.
Bachelor of Education with specialization in early childhood care and primary education. Amy Anastasia Batiste. Kalauti Bisoon. Kia Andrea Bolden. Antoinette Michelle Gabriel. Sheena Tanya Hussein. Vera Kalicharan Ramudet. Anna Marie Maharaj. Marissa Anne-Marie Nanan. Susan Murray. Nikis Christine Filbert. Rishma Mala Ramesa. Vanessa Kathleen Ramkisoon. Mala Ramlal Rakal. Lindiwe Nadine Riley. Sunita Rudal Sicharan. Hannah Jo-Marie Sanka. Uma Davi Singh. Sarah Grace Suklal. Arlene Deborah Vincent. Bachelor of Education with specialization in agricultural science. Malini Emmanuel. Aziza Teresa Mohammed. Risha Chantal Mongru. Akisha Nadia Mohammed. Amit Ramsaran. Bachelor of Education with specialization in business education. Dana Alina Ali. Denisha Tamina Balfour. Sasha Pavita Dindial. Ava Natalie Garcia. Eva. Diana Sarah Gokul. Tamika Rayan Harry. Kristalina Jaglal. Avinath Vishwanath Maharaj. Linda Mohammed. Nikisha Mohammed. Larissa Rebecca Pedro. Vanessa Rajkumar. Shalana Tinil Thomas. Bachelor of Education with specialization in vocational and technical education, fashion, textiles, and family management. Devika Balkaran. Bachelor of Education with specialization in food and nutrition and family management. Sharon Luana Ayers. Kadisha Jessica Morris. Janelle Neptune. Kathiana Suraj, summa cum laude. Tony Ann Natasha Stephen. Excuse me. Tony Ann Natasha Stephen. Esther Precious Weeks. Jamila Anita Yallery. Bachelor of Education with specialization in language and literature. Candice Alexander. Fendi Ozel Barat. Ria Donna Marie de Freitas. Saudia Samantha Hussein. Daniela Labella Mitchell. Mariah Michelle Noel. Kelsey Shanice Phillips. Bachelor of Education with specialization in mathematics. Dina Alfonso. Janisha Afisha Crosby. Seema Danraj. Shanali Jovel Douglas. Leah Hadai. Sunita Sandy Jagannath Ramjit. Safa Sulaika Khan. Kelly Jessica Laltu Jangabahul. Ferry Miraj. Gary Mohan. Safaya Rahimullah Mohammed. Kisha Remati Rayat. Christina Sahadio. Bachelor of Education with specialization in natural science. Christine Christel Ali. Vishal Varun Daniram. Ray Lachman Singh. Monique Melville. Ramona Chloe Mohammed. Ria Rishma Rajkumar. Avinash Travis Sahadil. Bachelor of Education with specialization in physical education. Rupa Binder. Malik Romel Bon Benjamin. Alina Zina Clark. Krista Nathalie Irwin. Crystal Rachel Fuentes. Akio George. Shanice Nicole George. Brandon Christian Huggins. Avian Avilon Mark. Nicholas Brandon Ramkisoon. Lafistra Diana Ramlal. Shobha Rona Supnanan. Simone Opal St. Louis. Tilak Tiwari. Colleen Sid Walton. Micheline Chirisi Williams.
I now invite Dr. Iris Sueto and Ms. Catherine Ali to invite the Bachelors of Education students with specialization in primary education.
Bachelor of Education with specialization in primary education. Kiana Acosta.
Tracy Samantha Albert. Denise Alexander. Keisha Dalrish Alexis. Alicia Ali. Shazana Ali. Tia Antonia Alkins. Chanel Dominique Amoroso. Tanisha Andrews. Samantha Shivani Angad.
Cherise Claire Badal.
Kevin Christopher Baggett.
Josanne Balcon.
Celicia Rachel Baldeuse.
Mariah Diana Balkaran.
Shanti Balkaran.
Kelly Ann Lakshmi Balkisoon.
Bindumati Bagwandi.
Kelsey Bajan.
Neelam Baharos.
Chandani Nisha Bola.
Ishwar Jason Bola.
Amrita Besessa.
Anisa Bisram Ramlao.
Ricky Anthony Bochun.
Shoba Budu.
Aliyah Kathy Boyce.
Charlotte L. Bridgelau.
Annabelle Bridgelow.
Lee Candice Brown.
Kelisha Shambalon Carter.
Jyoti Melanie Chekran.
Christina Citrina Chanu.
Suzanne Nadine Clark Hamilton.
Jenna Patricia David.
Kathleen Davidson.
Rejon Chantal de Sous St. John.
Janine Kareem Deodat.
Daniil J.Anne Dedier.
Dimati Duki.
Tiffany Jamelia Dixon. Samantha Natasha Dindiel. Renee Chantal Fortune. Natanya Tanisha Francis. Can you read it out? Leah Marie Laura Gabrielle. Amanda Ganga Prasad. Brittany Bernadette Ganpat. Daniela Maria George. Farah Ghani. Tiffany Alexa Harilal. Danielle Zola Hector George. Anjani Angela Hiralal. Laura Hiraman. Ricardo Himraj. Amelia Malaika Henry. Deanne Holas. Natasha Hussein. Vanessa Marcia Hospitalis Benjamin. Eden Naomi Jagasar. Nalini Jagmohan. Anushka Hema Jaikaran. Charlene Crystal John. Stephen Ian John. Minakshi Jonas. Minakshi Jonas. Chloe Annalise Jorcel Perron. Karina Khadija Kasmali. Amir Fadil Khan. Deuki Khan.
Zahidan Sadi Khan.
Nikita Kavita Kazun.
Alana Crystal Lalchan.
Kimberly Lalu.
Sabrina Diane Lalta Joseph.
Tarian April Lamont.
Khadija Rebecca Lavelle.
Whitney Adana Lowry.
Anita Makum.
Kalissa Jessica Madu.
Karishma Devi Maharaj.
Surav Sandev Maharaj.
Ruth Hosanna Mahatu.
Hannah Makano.
Bernadette Marsha Martin.
Jalan Nicole McIntosh.
Nadim Masood Mirza.
Ariane Mitchell.
Kadisha Shania Mitchell.
Farisha Mohammed.
Melissa Naila Mohammed.
Nadia Mohammed.
Asha Mohammed Harichan.
Summa cum laude.
Summa cum laude.
Ahelia Mohan.
Tiffany Roxanne Mohipat.
Sasha Simone Molly.
Marissa Celise Molly Singh.
Karen Nicholas Munilal.
Christopher Mark Morgan. Diantha Darlene Motilal. Selisa Mulchan. Vishmati Nanpu. Charlene Parvati Narayan Hiraman. Lian Nayan. Jamelia Onika Nichols. Shazlanel Lausanne Ogis. Candice R. Joseph. Melanie Liana Padaroth. Dylan Antonio Paris. Alison Bunny Passer. Menashani Savita Paul. Cassandra Prasad. Violet Karen Prasad. Okay. Dawn Edme Peters. Millicent Veronica Peters. Radakunda Fang. Cheyenne Akima Phillip. Sarah Lee Priscilla. Kathy Ann Kwashi. Sian Ragbir. Dana Ruth Rajkumar. Andaline Ramadan. Shannon Dana Rambarose. Nadia Ramcharan. Angeline Marisha Ramdawa Kunan. Trisha Ramdeen. Belinda Jamila Ramdan. Jessica Ramdial. Stephanie Angel Ramgosine. Yashoda Nadira Ramchasi. Melissa Binti Ramjatan. Vijay Ramkisoon. Savita Julia Ramlagan. Shamala Ramlogan. Amanda Ria Ramudit. Adriana Maria Rampasad. Gayatri Lorna Ramsaran. Derosaran Ramsumer. Tisha Justin Regis. Arlene Avian Rudal Singh. Candice Ruplal. Marcia Russell. Seema Sampat. Misha Milvaness Sampson. Jessica Samuel. Anna Maria Andrea Sanchar. Wendy Siloch. Sumanta Sigowin. Sharian Simangal Mulchan. Anne-Marie Samonta Singh. Emily Sharma Subarchan Gangal. Tiffany Sue Rosette. Melissa Luan Singh. Hemati Shivan Sukhdev. Khadija Shanice Sukhdev. Colleen Natasha Suku. Delano Calvin Sukram. Summa cum laude. Summa cum laude. Deborah Carla Stewart. Onika Myra Strawn. Eugenie Shoban Street. Kirby Francis Thomas. Laurencia Sherlana Thomas. Liana Gabriela Trim. Priya Guni Tulsi. Quashel Celine Vance. Isabel Patricia Williams. Darrell Tyler Wang Sing. Donette Yearwood.
I now invite Dr. Judy Rock to continue with the Bachelor's of Education students.
The Bachelor of Education with specialization in Social Studies, Sociology. Andrel Viola Mahabir. Rashida Shalana Melville. Faith Candice Balgobin. Anila Devayani Mohip. Sarika Punun Ramdeo. Bachelor of Education with specialization in Social Studies Geography. Vicky Samantha Raghubar. Alicia Ramjas. Kavita Sitahau. Jamie Natasha Stephen. Amanda Crystal Woodruff. Bachelor of Education with specialization in Social Studies History. Amy Bridget Bridgelal Mohammed. Renelle Angelic Ramjatan. Adana Jamilia Cortez. The Bachelor of Education with specialization in Special Needs and Primary Education. Letitia Catherine Andrews. Sujade Vladia Castani. Keisha Natalia Charles. Celine Megan Cooper. Jamia Monique Dugan. Liselle Marie Shanice Douglas. Renee Giselle Guzman. Sherelle Jade John. Chanel Rebecca Martin. Jenna Marie Ilo Mitchell. Aliyah Famida Mohammed. Nikita Shaleen Mohammed. Shaliza Rachel Nabi. Amelia Sarita Rajkumar. Jade Petra Rajkumar. Ria Lydia Rampasad. Kanisha Bianca Stanley. Samantha Cassie Sukbir. Calcia Tanipa Virgil Gonzalez. Colleen Wells. The Bachelor of Education with specialization in vocational and technical education, construction engineering. Ricky Reynald Richards. The Bachelor of Education with specialization in vocational and technical education, cosmetology. Inez Angela Kennedy Dyer. The Bachelor of Education with specialization in vocational and technical education, mechanical. Emmanuel Solomon Trotman. Junior Joel Williams. The Bachelor of Education with specialization in vocational and technical education, technical drawing. Curtis Isaiah Marcel. The Bachelor of Fine Arts in Fashion Design. Petra Berment. Heidi Karaya. Kristen Esther Charles. Elizabeth Joan Francis. Michelle Charlene Gardner. With summa cum laude, Aziza Sadiqa Mohammed. With summa cum laude, Veronica Hazelan Passe. Renelle Adiola Simmons. Sarah Marie Wilkins. With summa cum laude, Antolin Mary Williams. The Bachelor of Science in Nautical Science and Maritime Operations, Michael Chin-Chuck. Rebecca Soraya Francis. Anuradha Maraj. Anushka Anika Osuna. Shalvin Rickison Thomas.
Thank you to all of the presenters and Professor Clement Imbert and President Salim Al-Zubaidi. And congratulations is in order for all of these graduates. Let's say hip hip. Hip hip. Congratulations to you all. The focus now changes, and under the superb direction of Dr. Ruby Malik and Rana Mohim, we will have the graduates and current students of the Sangeet Prathama Certificate in Indian Classical Dance perform Ma Saraswati Shabdi, a prayer to Mother Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge. Put your hands together and welcome graduates and current students of the Sangeet Prathama Certificate in Indian Classical Music.
शुक्लां ब्रह्म विचार सार परमां आद्यां जगत् व्यापिनीं वीणा पुस्तक धारिणी अभयदां जाड्यान्धकारापहां हस्ते स्फटिकमालिकां विदधतीं पद्मासने संस्थितां वन्दे तां परमेश्वरी भगवती बुद्धिप्रदां शारदाम्।
सनी नी सनी पापा नि पम पम पगम पनि गाना दस पापा पनि मामा पम गम गम पनि सा अज्ञान उदधि से पूर्ण इस अज्ञान उदधि से वीणा पानी तार दे तार दे तार दे माँ सरस्वती शारदे माँ सरस्वती शारदे सरस्वती सरस्वती शारदे माँ शारदे शारदे माँ शारदे सूर्य ब्रह्म शिव विष्णु गजानन जिन चरणों को सेवते हैं सूर्य ब्रह्म शिव विष्णु गजानन जिन चरणों को सेवते हम शिशु है अज्ञानी माता इन चरणों का प्यार दे वीणा पानी तार दे तार दे तार दे माँ सरस्वती शारदे माँ सरस्वती शारदे मूर्ख हम नहीं जाने जननी पूजन वंदन ध्यान को आदिशक्ति कर क्षमा हमें आदिशक्ति कर क्षमा हमें पूजा के उद्गार के वीणा पानी तार दे तार दे तार दे माँ सरस्वती शारदे माँ सरस्वती शारदे सरस्वती सरस्वती शारदे माँ शारदे शारदे माँ शारदे श्वेत कमल तेरा आसन है श्वेत हंस तेरा वाहन है श्वेत कमल तेरा आसन है श्वेत हंस तेरा वाहन है हम पर सिद्ध दृष्टि कर जननी और चीर की धार दे वीणा पानी तार दे तार दे तार दे माँ सरस्वती शारदे माँ सरस्वती शारदे पूर्ण इस अज्ञान
Congratulations to the graduates and current students of the Sangeet Pratham Certificate in Indian Classical Music. Thank you very much, Dr. Ruby Malik and Rana Mohim, for presenting them and preparing them. The program continues as I invite all graduating students to join the UTT Alumni Association. The objectives of the UTT Alumni Association are to promote interaction among alumni members and between alumni and UTT, encourage education, research, and commercialization of innovative ideas, keep members informed on the progress of UTT, mentor undergraduate, postgraduate students through co-op training or similar work-related experiences, provide professional development training opportunities for its members, recognize alumni achievement. You may join the UTT Alumni Association by going to the UTT website at www.u.tt. I now invite President of the Alumni Association, Mr. Kempis Charles, to lead the graduates in the Alumni Pledge. Mr. Kempis Charles.
All protocols observed. Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to invite all the graduates to stand and repeat after me as we take the alumni oath. As alumni of the University of Trinidad and Tobago, we solemnly swear to uphold the honorable traditions of our university, imbued by the spirit of innovation and entrepreneurship, which is at the center of UTT's mission. We will endeavor to lend creativity and passion to all that we undertake. As graduates of the National University, we also commit ourselves to the highest standards of service to our community and country. We will further strive to earn our own place among UTT's alumni, who, by their devotion to these ideals, have brought recognition and honor to our alma mater. We will provide moral, intellectual, and financial support and will encourage others to attend our alma mater, and thus to contribute to the perpetuation of the necessary and noble work of UTT. Welcome to the alumni. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kempels Charles, for leading the alumni pledge. I now invite Mr. Arthur B. Carr, graduate of the Bachelor of Applied Science in Criminology and Public Safety, to deliver the valedictory speech.
The Honorable Anthony Garcia, Minister of Education, Professor Kenneth S. Julian, Emeritus, TC, Chairman of the Board of Governors of the University, Mr. Kafra Kambon, Honorary Doctor of Humane Letters, Dr. A. Norman Sabga, Honorary Doctor of Laws, Professor Sarim Al-Zubaidi, President at the University, Professor Prakash Prasad, Vice President, Research, Academic and Student Affairs, Professor Marlon Knights, Assistant Vice President, Research Impact and Postgraduate Studies, Dr. Stephen Joseph, Assistant Vice President, Undergraduate Studies, orators, Dr. E.J. John and Mr. Richard Pear, senior academic and corporate staff at the university, members of the Student Guild and other students of the university, fellow graduates of 2019, specially invited guests, family members and friends, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Dr. M. Scott Peck, in his book, The Road Less Traveled, stated, "Life is difficult. This is a great truth, one of the greatest truths. It is a great truth because once we truly see this truth, we transcend it. Once we truly know that life is difficult, once we truly understand and accept it, then life is no longer difficult, because once it is accepted, the fact that life is difficult no longer matters." Fellow graduates, have you taken the time to discover what you were called to do in life? I mean, have you really sat down and analyzed your gifts, your abilities, and your talents, and discovered your calling? This is the call we seldom take notice of. In contrast, do you remember when you received your call from the university telling you that you had been accepted to pursue your program of study? How about that time you got a call from a friend to wish you happy birthday? Those are the calls we wish we get all the time, aren't they? On the other hand, we also received a multitude of depressing or infuriating calls that make us regret taking in the first place. You know the ones I'm talking about. That call from a friend who always have some barbecue or boat cruise calling to find out, how many tickets you want? If only caller ID could tell you beforehand what the person on the other end was going to say before you answered. Unfortunately, technology isn't there yet. So every weekend, we either licking barbecue sauce off our fingers or dancing on Harbor Master to, how it goes again, 9 o'clock in the morning, gunman and Jewel. Despite the different emotions that we experience when receiving these calls, we are left essentially with two options. It is either we reject the call or we answer. Today, I want us to answer calls. Hey, I know that for some of us here, you are a first-generation university graduate and had it all planned out. You graduate at 21, land a great job that same year, get married, have kids, and live happily ever after. You know, the the fairy tale. Sounds great. But what is also important is understanding our true calling in life. Now, don't get me wrong. We can all have our dreams, hopes, and aspirations. But giving back to our country, which has been so good to us, should be at the top of our list. In the words of Dr. Eric Williams, It is not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. Here is a dose of reality. For the vast majority of you seated here, you may not work in the same field as your degrees would suggest. Take it from me. I actually have 2 degrees in environmental science. I then had a short stint as a primary school teacher and was an environmental scientist for years. Somehow, I left that profession for another noble profession as a police officer. Today, I'm graduating with my bachelor's in criminology and public safety. So what I'm saying is, things don't always go as you plan. So this is why I urge you today to examine yourselves and discover your calling. Your experience at UTT for the past years or months has not been to make you into an expert teacher or a specialist engineer. In fact, it has been to develop you into a better version of yourself. This is why we thank everyone who has helped us along this journey. Firstly, we thank God. However you perceive this supreme being, God has somehow allowed miracles to happen in our lives for us to cross this finish line. Miracles like the opportunity to access gate, or perhaps the simple miracles of getting extensions for assignments that we forgot we even had due for particular dates. We thank our lecturers who have endured both personal and career challenges to ensure that we received all the information necessary. We thank our parents, our spouse, our friends and family members who have lent their support, whether by simply giving us our space to study, assisting financially, and other means too numerous to list. Additionally, some of us could not be here today without the support of our work colleagues who were flexible with our schedules and allowed us time to make it to class, even sometimes at short notice. The university experience has taught us a multitude of skills to which we can carry forward with us to the workplace. Employers must now understand that we have become experts at time management and logistics. Who else can you call on to pull together a PowerPoint mere minutes before a presentation is due? Who else can figure out ways to travel long distances from our sometimes very remote homes to make it to campus on time for class despite the traffic? We have become yoga practitioners. How so, you may ask? Well, after developing high levels of patience and learning many self-calming exercises in order to deal with our annoying group members who we were forced to work with during our projects, we become yogis. If any of you seated here cannot relate to this, then my friend, you just might be that annoying group member. Most of all, UTT has taught us to step up to the plate, from volunteering at various events during the school calendar year, to joining the debate team, to even traveling to different countries. The sum total of these and many more experiences helped shape, define, and build character. The workforce and population can rest assured of quality from us. However, we have a responsibility to uphold the highest standards of ethics. We must look past the trap of a lot of money that consumes so many of us and look towards how we can fix the issues that not only affect us, but the most vulnerable in our society. We must display high levels of integrity, doing what is right, not because we want publicity, but simply because it is the right thing to do. All the while, we must have discipline, not allowing ourselves to waver from the course. We must get up every day with renewed spirit to continue the fight, knowing that there will be obstacles, but we are prepared to overcome them. So graduating class, congratulations on your achievement today. Know that we, the graduating class of 2019, are poised and ready to answer the call. We understand that not everything goes according to plan. Just as we all know, if Sagoni Mohammed predicts a sunny weather forecast tomorrow, it may still be a good idea to pack our umbrellas. So too must we be prepared for any eventuality. As I said at the start, it's simple. Relax and accept that life is not going to be easy and predictable. Take this little moment of success in your life as indication that you can accomplish anything. Let no one tell you that you can't do something that you are passionate about. As my mother would always remind me, where horse does reach, he-ho does reach. I beg of you, stop giving yourself a hard time for falling short of your life deadlines or being distracted. Some of you may be employed soon after, while some of you may be unemployed for a while. If things worked out the way I dreamed of, my life would be so different. In fact, I wanted to be like Uncle Phil. You know Uncle Phil from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? I would be married with 4 kids, have my nephew Will living with us in a mansion in Bel-Air, with a butler named Jeffrey. Instead, thankfully, I am a police officer with a beautiful wife, and I am presenting the valedictory speech to an audience that includes a brilliant cadre of globally minded achievers. Uncle Phil got nothing on me. My point is, you may resist your calling, but no matter what you might think it is the best path for you, sometimes God redirects you and sends you on a different, more exciting one. You never know what call you may receive. So graduates, it's our time to answer the call. So I call out to you, IT graduates, there's a call for you to lead our country into the age of artificial intelligence, developing ICT, solving issues of cybersecurity and many others. Answer the call. Performing arts, there's a call to ensure the preservation of our culture. There's a call to ensure that our national instrument remains under our control and shared with the world on our terms. Answer the call. Sporting professionals, there's a call to bring West Indies cricket back to the top again, and a call to rescue our local football from the dire state that they currently exist in. Answer the call. Criminologists, our crime situation is without a doubt a critical problem in our society. There's a call to bring peace to our streets. There's a call for justice system reform at all levels as we embrace the need for change, as we recognize that perhaps the old way of doing things no longer works for us. Answer the call. Education graduates, there's a call to reform our education system to ensure that every child is given a fair opportunity to learn at his or her pace and method of learning style. Answer the call.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Carr, for that very inspiring and entertaining speech. Graduates of 2019, I hope that you answer the call. I now call upon the APA Choir to render in song Winston Shadow Peters' Dingole.
Congratulations to the Academy for Performing Arts under the superb direction of Dr. Roger Henry. Thank you for that wonderful interpretation of Winston Shadow Peters Dingole. Once again, put your hands together for them. Winston Peters Dingole. Bailey, yes, I take the correction, madam. Winston Bailey Dingole. It now gives me great pleasure to call on the Chairman of the Board of Governors of the University of Trinidad and Tobago, Professor Kenneth S. Julian, Emeritus TC, to declare the ceremony closed.
Put it aside. I wish to sincerely congratulate the newly graduated members of our society, both of those who are here and those who have left us, of our society on their achievement, and I now declare this ceremony closed. Thank you for your patience, your attendance, and spending the last few hours with us. Thank you very much. Okay. That's it. That's it. Okay.
Thank you very much, Chairman of the Board of Governors, Professor Kenneth S. Julian. Honored guests, please stand and remain in your places until the procession, including graduates and academic staff, have retired.
We are also pleased to invite you to a reception that will be held in the canteen across here. Good night, everyone.